everybody, and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really cool Londom bracelet, and this was designed by Looming Monster on Instagram, and I will bring up their profile right here. Just a second. So here we are, Looming Monster. I will also have their name in the description box below. Make sure to check them out on Instagram. And just a quick overview of their profile. It's really cool. They have a lot of nice photos and, of course, nice color combinations. So I definitely recommend checking out their account. Again, it'll be in the description box below. And yeah, so they have created a lot of really cool original designs. I know other loomers have done tutorials for them in the past, but I'm really excited to be doing this one. As you can see, it's really nice and it's a very wide bracelet. The back side is a little bit different, but it's also very nice as well. So it's like a double-sided one. And today you're going to need 7 bar pins or 14 bar pins for a full wrap. You're going to need a hook, a C-clip, and some colors of bands. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to be doing is laying our border. I'm using cocoa for this. And in this bracelet it is the white Persian, and it is also this single chain down the center. So to start, what you're going to do is on this first peg you're just going to go out. Oops. You're just going to go out 3 times to the very outside there, just in a regular kind of tracing that border. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Then what we're going to do is just do 2 single chains until we reach the fourth to last peg, on our loom. If you are making a full wrap, then you will just choose where to stop, but if you are only doing a 1 loom length long, you want to stop from the 4th to last peg. I'm here at the 4th to last peg on my loom, and then all you have to do is go up and into the center 3 times, just like we did at the beginning, going out 3 times. Now we're just going to go up and in 3 times. Oops. Make sure that you do this on both sides. Gosh, these bands are not letting me grab them today. Alright, so once you have finished that, go ahead and come back to the beginning of your loom. Now what we're going to be doing is placing these jolly green bands here. And I'm just going to be using some teal today. I'm using all opaques just because I like opaque bands. So to start, what we're going to do is just kind of lay bands parallel to this outer cocoa band here. So going up to the 2nd peg, you're going to just go out to the side. And just keep going out all the way down until you reach the end of your loom. You will do this on both sides. Band's getting stuck under there. And the last one will just end out here. It'll connect to your border. So go ahead and push those bands down, and I still have to do my right side. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing there. Again, just going out and up, making it parallel to this cocoa band. And just doing that all the way down until I reach the end of my loom. Oops. Okay, again, once you do that, it should look like this. Your band will end out here. Go ahead and push those down and come back to the beginning. Now what we have to lay is our next layer of jolly green. So there's this outer layer and then there's the single chain. So I'm going to, again, just be using the same color, teal. I use the same color in this bracelet as well. So just going from here and from here, straight forward on a single chain, just kind of connecting to all of these pins here. So go ahead and do that all the way down till you reach the end of your loom. I'm going to do the same thing, and then I'll show you what comes next. Once you have finished placing your single chain bands, they should end out here connecting to this border. And then once you've done that, go ahead and push those bands off to the side because we're done placing those, unless you want to use them again for another color, and come back to the beginning of your loom. Now what we're going to be doing is placing the bands that I used fuchsia for in this bracelet, so it's on these two sides, and then on the back side it's slightly less visible there. And today I'm going to be using Ocean Blue Opaque for this. So we're just going to be laying a zigzag starting on this peg where we started our teal single chain. You're going to go up and into the center, and then back out, and then just go back in and back out, all the way down until you reach the end of your loom, doing the same thing on the right side, starting from that teal single chain going in, back out, and then back in. So just go ahead and do this all the way down till you reach the end of your loom. I'm going to go ahead and finish mine, and I will meet you down at the end of your loom. So once you reach the end of your loom, your zigzag should end out on these two pegs again, right where your single chain bands ended. Then once you do that, go ahead and come back to the beginning of your loom. And now what we're going to be doing is placing the white Persian single chain in this bracelet. And I'm going to be using the same color as my border, which is cocoa. So all you have to do is start on this very center peg here and do a single chain down your loom. Make sure that you're pushing your bands down as you go so that we have room to loop. Alright, once you have done that, it should just end up here at this last border band up here. Then once you've done that, go ahead, come back to the beginning of your loom. We have like 2 more layers to place. So our next layer is the cocoa bands in this bracelet, which are X bands, and I'm going to be using navy blue opaque today. So starting on this peg here, you're going to go up and into the center. Then from this peg, go up and into the center, and then go back out and back out. So we're just creating an X here. Then go up to the next peg and do the same thing. Go into the center and into the center, and then back out on both sides. So go ahead and continue laying your X's all the way down until you reach the end of your loom. Then I'll come back and show you your last layer that you're going to place. Then once you end your X's, it should just, it should just end out here on these two pegs, and then once you've done that, go ahead and come back to the beginning. We have one last layer to place, which in this bracelet is not very visible, but it's these glow-in-the-dark blue, bands on the inside, and they are cap bands, so that's what we're going to be laying next. I'm just going to use the navy blue opaque. And all you have to do is, oops, I just dropped that. All you have to do is place a cap band on the center of every X. So it's just one simple cap band. It's not like a triple cap or anything. So skipping the first peg, we're not going to place any cap bands there. Do a cap band on every other center peg all the way down until you reach the end of your loom. And once you've done that, you should have cap bands on all of your X's. Trying to get my navy blue bands out of the way here. And then the last band that you're going to place is going to be a cocoa cap band, which I'm just putting on the end up here. So just, again, a regular cap band there. Then once you've done that, go ahead and turn your loom around so we can start the looping process. Oops. Grab your hook, and we're going to go ahead and start looping. So first thing we have to loop is going to be these X bands that we just placed. So what we're going to do is go underneath of this cap band up here, and you're going to grab that top band and pull it back towards itself. Then go back in, grab the next top band and pull it back to itself. And then go in, grab the next band, pull it to itself, and this next band and pull it to itself. So all you're doing is looping out the X bands to themselves all the way down until you reach the end of your loom. So I'm going to go ahead and set my loom down, and then I'm going to loop out all my X's. It's just very simple. You're going to go underneath of the cap band and loop out all of these X's. So go ahead and do this down the rest of your loom. I'm going to do the same thing, and then I'll meet you at the end once I've finished looping all of my X's. I'm actually going to scoot this forward a little bit so that you can hopefully see the end of my loom up here. Oops. Make sure that your cap band doesn't pop off when you're doing this. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's do it the old-fashioned way. Oh my gosh. Okay, I cannot seem to be able to put a simple cap band on the loom and keep it there. Okay, today is not a good looming day. So once you have looped all of those X bands out, it should just look like this. Go ahead and push down all of these bands here. And come on back to the beginning of your loom. Next thing we're going to do is loop up this single chain in the center. So just go underneath of this cap band, grab that top band and loop it forward. Then just grab the bottom single and loop it forward all the way down till you reach the end of your loom. This part is very simple. so once you've done that, all you have to really do is push down that top one, come back to the beginning. Next thing we're going to do is loop out these zigzags. So just go underneath of your X bands here and push them all back and grab that top zigzag band, pull it back to itself, then go grab the next one, pull it back to itself, then go up to the next peg, grab the, don't grab both bands, grab the top band and pull it back to itself, and then pull the bottom band back to itself as well. So all you're doing is grabbing these zigzag bands from inside of these navy blue bands, looping them out to themselves all the way down your loom. And then it gets a little bit more complicated after that, but once, I'll show you that once I finish this. Oh no, that was really bad. Okay. Now I have to loop all these X's back to themselves. I know I'm not laying this exactly right, but I don't have time to fix it the right way, so it'll just have to be a little bit off. Now I have to do my right side. The right side is always harder, especially when I'm looping zigzags. Alright, so once you have looped all of your zigzags out to themselves, you can go ahead and push them down a little bit. Just don't push them down like all the way. So come back to the beginning of your loom. What we're actually going to be doing is lifting over some bands. So not starting on this first peg because this peg only has two. And if you loop it over, it will just make the band super duper loose and it won't look very good. So skipping this first peg here, we're going to the second peg, which is the first peg with 4 loops or 4 bands on it. We're going to go ahead and grab this very bottom loop of the ocean blue, pull over and release. Go up to the next one, it has 4 loops. Grab that bottom one, pull over and release. Go up to the next one, do the same thing. Just make sure that you don't grab those teal bands in the process. We want to leave those alone for now. And go ahead and finish this all the way down till you reach the end of your loom. I'm going to go ahead and keep this kind of up close-ish because I need to be able to see this too. And then as you get to the end, you're going to notice you have 2 bands here. Don't loop that one over either since it will just make it super loose. And once you have all those bands lifted over, go ahead and do the other side. Again, remember, skip that first peg and grab the bottom and just loop it over and into the center. And then you won't loop this one up here either since it only has 2 bands. So once you've done that, go ahead and push down these blue bands so that you have room to loop another layer. Now what we're going to be doing is looping the teal single chain. So all you have to do is go underneath of that ocean blue, or those 2 ocean blue bands, and pull the teal band forward. Grab the next single chain teal, pull it forward, and just go ahead and loop that single chain down your loom. It should end up here at the top where your other blue band ends there. I'm going to go ahead and do my right side now, and then I will come back and show you how to loop the next couple parts. Okay, so once you've done that, just go ahead and push down these top two bands. Once they are pushed down, go ahead and come back to the beginning of your loom. Next thing we're going to do is loop these teal bands that go diagonally, so these diagonal teal bands out to the outside. So go underneath of the cap band and just pull it out to itself, and out to itself. It's a very simple step here. Just go, oops, wrong band. Grab the teal and loop it out to itself all the way down till you reach the end of your loom. Okay, so I've looped mine out to here, then there's no more bands to loop, so I'm going to go ahead and push down these teal bands here, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my other side since I haven't done that yet. And your last band will loop out to here. And then once you've done that, go ahead and push down these bands. Come back to the beginning, and then the last thing that we have to do is loop our border. So all you have to do is go underneath of the cap band and grab that top band, pull it out to itself, grab the other band, pull it out to itself, then grab that bottom band out to itself and out to itself. Same thing on the other side. Then you're just going to loop the bottom single forward. And go ahead and do that all the way down your loom. Then I'll show you how to finish it off. Okay, once you loop it up to here, what you're now going to do is loop these up into the center. So like we looped it out at the bottom, we're going to loop it up into the center at the top. And same thing on the other side. Oops, that peg is going to come out. Okay, take your extension band, stick your hook down through all of those. And grab the extension band, pull it through. Oops, I lost it. Alright, and now we're just going to pull this off of the loom. Be careful when you pull it off so that you don't break your bands, as always. It's a little bit difficult to pull off all 7 pegs because it's a pretty wide bracelet, so usually I would pull off the side border bands first and then pull it from the top, but since I am in the tutorial, I'm going to just pull it off from the top. So once you pull it off, give it a nice stretch, kind of pull these bands out to themselves. And this is the side that is the signature side here with this little line of your pulled over bands, which are the ocean blue down there. And then the other side will look a little bit different. So yeah, that's going to conclude this tutorial. So thank you for watching. Make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I will have Looming Monster's name in the description box below. Make sure to check them out on Instagram. Give them a follow for me. And that's all I'm going to have for this video. So I hope to see you next time.